What if your city is getting richer while your life is getting harder? Housing is more expensive. Some neighbors are becoming impossible to afford. And even as cities invest billions in infrastructure and technology, millions of people are asking the same question. Who are those cities actually being built for? This is Econ and today we are taking a closer look at a provocative new book, Postcapitalist Cities Towards a Common Urban Future, by Mould, published in 2026. The book argues that our cities don't have to be organized primarily around markets, property, and profit, but that's a big claim. So we are not just going to summarize the book, we are going to put its biggest idea up against the real world, book versus reality. First, housing, the first reality check.
The biggest issue in modern cities is housing. According to OECD data, between 1996 and 2024, real house prices across OECD countries increased by about 76%, while GDP per capita increased by about 49%. In many places, housing became more expensive faster than people's incomes. A 2025 Eurocity survey of 86 mayors across 26 European countries found that 76% said demand exceeding supply was a major cause of housing problems. 71% pointed to rising construction costs. 60% pointed to limited land availability. Only 14% of mayors considered housing affordable in their cities. So the book is right about one thing. Many cities have a serious affordability problem, but reality is more complicated. It's not only about capitalism. Supply, interest rates, zoning, construction costs, and population growth also matter.
One of Mould's main arguments is that housing has changed. For some people, a home is a place to live. For others, it is an investment. And when housing becomes a financial asset, the benefits of rising prices often go to existing owners, while renters face higher costs.
This can increase inequality.
But we should be careful. Investment doesn't always destroy communities. It can create jobs, improve buildings, and upgrade neighborhoods. The real question is, who benefits from urban growth?
Cities are not only economic systems, they are also climate systems. The IPCC estimates that urban areas were responsible for around 29 gigatons of CO2 equivalent emissions in 2020, representing roughly 67 to 72% of global emissions under its urban accounting framework. This means decisions about transportation, buildings, energy, urban design will shape the future climate. A city designed around cars and inefficient buildings creates more emissions. A city designed around public transportation, clean energy, and efficient housing can reduce them. So the future of cities is not only an economic question, it's also a climate question.
Mould discusses ideas such as
housing cooperatives, community land trusts, worker cooperatives, community-owned energy, and urban commons. The idea is simple.
Instead of asking only how much profit can this create, we also ask, how can this serve the community? And these models are real. They work in many places, but the big challenge is scale.
A cooperative
can work for a neighborhood,
but can it replace the economic system of a city with millions of people?
That remains unproven.
A 15-minute city suggests a different urban model. A city where schools, shops, parks, and services are close to where people live. This can reduce car dependence and emissions, but there is a paradox. When a neighborhood becomes greener, safer, and more attractive, it can also become more expensive. A better city can accidentally become an unaffordable city. That's why climate policy and housing policy must work together.
The book makes some bold claims.
What
happens when we put those claims up against the real world? Claim number 1. Cities have serious affordability problems. Supported. The housing data clearly shows a major challenge. Claim number 2. Capitalist urban development contributes to inequality. Fully supported. Markets and property matter, but they are not the only factors. Claim number 3. Alternative urban models can work. Yes, but mostly at smaller scales. Claim number 4. Cities can move beyond capitalism. Not proven. We have experiments, but no clear evidence that a major global city can completely replace market-based economics. So are cities becoming post-capitalist? Not yet, but something important is happening. Cities are being forced to rethink the relationship between housing, inequality, climate, economic growth. Maybe the future is not capitalism versus post-capitalism. Maybe it is a hybrid. Markets where they work, public solutions where market fail, community ownership where it creates value. The biggest question is not will capitalism disappear? The better question is which parts of city life should not be controlled only by the market? Housing, energy, transportation, public space? Because the future city may not be post-capitalist. It may simply be a city where markets exist, but do not control everything. This is EconShelf. If you enjoy this kind of economic deep dive, consider subscribing to EconShelf. There are plenty more books to put to the test. See you in the next one.